Hello there everybody, and welcome to my next Let's Play, which is going to be Bionicle Heroes for the Game Boy Advance. This was a pain in the ass to get to work though, but I got it to work! So, to kind of go over the complications that I was having was, I don't think some of these are my levels. I remember buying this again a while back. I'll explain more stories later. But anyway, so I tried hopping on with Elgato because I'm using a Retron 5 to record this, which allows me to play like, Game Boy, Nintendo, Super Nintendo stuff. Makes my life a little bit easier. Only problem is I tried recording with Elgato as usual, but I guess Elgato uses HTCP and then Retron does not like that, and I couldn't figure out, because I'm dumb, where to turn it off, because, no, the Retron itself doesn't have those options. Also, I miss this game so much, man. I used to love this game so much as a kid. It was such a good game. Just even the console port, and even after a while, like once I turned to an adult, like I always wanted to play the DS version of it, and when I became an adult, I finally got a chance to play the DS one. It was alright. I don't know if I'll ever do a Let's Play of it, but nothing's impossible, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, I couldn't get fucking Elgato to work, and then I got OBS to work relatively just fine. So here we are with OBS. I know that there's black bars. I do apologize. Normally, I do tend to kind of like try to fix those, but it's fine. It'll be all right. You could theoretically say that I'm lazy and not fixing the black bar issue, I guess, but maybe I might just do it for this one video, but then it'll just look weird in every other video. But then again, this is just a random Let's Play anyway. But anyway, for those that are new, that might have stumbled across my videos, technically, I am more of a quote-unquote Let's Play channel, but I'm actually, nowadays, especially in like the past few years, I've become more of like just an anything type channel. Anything goes. I'll stream, I'll play Let's Plays, I'll do lots of things. Oh, yeah, hold on. I forgot that strafing was a thing. It's been a bit since I played, so I do apologize. It's going to be kind of hard to go over the specifics of how the game works, because in all honesty, the game is a bit different than the console version. I assume that people that like Bionicle Heroes have probably mostly played the console version of the game, which I don't blame you, because, it's a pretty damn good game. I recently just now finally got my hands on the Wii version of it, of the console port, and I was kind of disappointed that the Wiimote doesn't really... You don't really use it much. It's more of like a right analog stick than it is anything else, and I kind of thought that was kind of weird. All these years, I thought, like, it'd be the main aiming device, but it wasn't, and I was kind of disappointed, but oh well. I wish Bionicle Heroes would just come back on, like, new consoles and stuff. Just be playable. Hell, be playable even on, like, PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, or whatever, just anywhere. Or Switch, for God's sakes. But yeah, so this is, of course, like I said, Bionicle Heroes, and for Game Boy. It's a bit different than console version in a lot of ways, because the first being that you actually go through generations of different Toa. So you go through, like, I think, like, yeah, basically 3. And just so people know, when it comes to Bionicle, like, I was kind of a bit of a fan back then. I didn't really start becoming too big of a fan until Lanika really was a thing. I had Bionicles before then, but I wasn't really, like, super into the stuff. But if I get some of the names wrong, that would explain why, because, yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to, like, first-gen stuff. I kind of missed out on most of those, to be honest. But I remember, like, when, Toa Vakama and all them, came out and stuff, and I thought they were pretty cool. With the Visorak and stuff, I got me a couple of those. I don't remember the names of the Visorak, though. I always forgot their names. But yeah, basically, again, you go through like 3 generations. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we're basically playing Tahu right now. Or, I think so. But then, hold on. I'm trying to remember. Like, I don't think we play Vakama in this one. I'll have to fucking relook on that. I probably pissed off like so many Bionicle fans right now. I don't blame you, though, because I'd be mad at myself, too, if I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, which I don't. But right now we're fighting actually the Borak Call, because that's what I think they're pronounced as. And you'll be fighting like tons of just other generations of enemies and stuff. And Bionicle Heroes kind of is more so like that, where it's like it's generational. So real quick, I'm going to actually just take the main green paths as much as I possibly can for the very first parts of this playthrough. And yeah, I don't know exactly 100% sure if I'm going to do this or not. But just in the off chance that I decide to do it, what I plan on doing is potentially 100%ing the game. Here's a Rockshi. I plan on 100%ing the game. However, it might not happen. You know, maybe I might just get bored and tired of playing it. Or whatever, or I might want to move on to something else. I don't know. Wait, what? Wasn't the flying guys called Rockshis and not these guys? Fuck. My Bionicle history has just gone through the shitter. It really has. So, regardless of the enemy, you know, they'll drop studs, they'll drop Lego pieces. Also, you gotta collect all the things that spell out. This one's gonna spell out Toa. So, you can kind of tell a little bit because it's 3 letters and it has like a T look to it. I used to, at one point, kind of remember some of the alphabet and how to spell everything, but then I forgot most of it. At least the T and the O are usually pretty obvious enough. But yeah, so, like, collecting these little stud pieces actually give you health back. It's kind of interesting how they do that, though. I mean, to be fair, it is a Lego game in a sense, so it makes sense as to why it would be kind of a bit more on the easy side of things. However, in my opinion, I do feel like the Game Boy version of this game is a bit harder than... In my opinion, it's a bit harder than the console one. Even if you get a game over, which took me forever to find out what would happen, because, you know, the game's just that easy, for the most part. When it comes to getting a game over, you just respawn with, like, the original masks that you had beforehand. Also, real quick, over here, this is required for a character to get through. You have to have their special ability to kind of get through there, which we'll get later. We'll get that specific character. I think every character already comes with a special ability in hand. I don't remember exactly, but they should. Die. There you go. But yeah, a long time ago, since I did play this as a kid, I, for some stupid reason, decided to sell off my Game Boy like a complete moron, and I feel bad for that. I had a DS, so it was fine, but nowadays my DS, well, the L button is kind of dog shit, so it doesn't really work very well. And that's very sad. But yeah, I had a Game Boy, you know, Advance SP back then. And I sold it and most of my games, like Metabots, this, Spyro, Season of Ice, Crash, Entranced, and Huge Adventure, and all that other stuff. I had quite a bit of Game Boy games. And then, you know, as I got older, I decided to start buying them back. I got most of them back. At least I have Season of Ice now. I wanted to buy Crash Purple again, because I used to have Crash Purple. And so there's like a Crash and Spyro Super Pack that came with both, like, purple and orange for Crash and Spyro, respectively. Alright, this little thing basically gets to decide, like, what your next potential thing could be. What your little Xander ball can do. So, it's a weird upgrade system. As a kid, I had no fucking clue what most of that meant. I just kind of went with it. And yeah, I feel like even as an adult, I'm probably just going to do the same thing. Oh, fuck, I missed. Also, I love the music in this game. Quite nostalgic. But yeah, I sold my stuff, and then I started buying them back again. So that's why there's, like, multiple, like, save files on here, because they're not mine. I never went through and deleted them, though, just because. I did actually go back through, like, when I originally bought this again. I did go back through it, and, you know, played it all the way through. Like a good little boy. Which right now I'm actually trying to go back through SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Because that was a game that, you know, we had. You know, living with the parents and stuff. And what have you. Growing up as kids. And yeah, I beat it when I was a kid. You know, same thing with the original Bikini Bottom. But now that I actually have... I don't have a copy of the original Bikini Bottom, but I do have, like, Revenge of the Dutchman. And it's like, you know, might as well go back through it again just to kind of say that I beat my copy, I guess. Only problem is I have the PS2 version, which is obnoxious to play because it's got some weird frame rate shit. Also, pro tip from a Bionicle Heroes Game Boy player. If you hold a direction and shoot, you won't shoot as fast, if I remember correctly. Like, you can't tap as fast. At least when you're on the run. But if you just stand still, like neutral like this, usually you can tap a lot faster. Because you can see, like, he's kind of holding up his gun whenever you're shooting. It mainly happens, like, when you're on a environmental thing like that, like an elevator thing. Also, I love the graphics of, like, Game Boy games and stuff. And funny enough, oh yeah, I still can't get that thing. I never could. I used to actually have the Paraka Bluff thing. That was like a Paraka Keep, or whatever it was called. I think it was called Paraka Bluff. No, wait, I think Paraka Bluff was the name of a level in Bionicle Hero somewhere. But I still have it around. It's just like, you know, I don't remember what it's called. Like, I think it was called Hideout. Anyway, so it came with like a bunch of little minifigs of the Bionicles and stuff, and it was so cool. And speaking of Bionicle stuff, I really, really wish I would have gotten more into like Mahari Nui, because that stuff was kind of cool. I stopped around when Fantoka became a thing. I didn't really give a shit at that point. And then like Latoran, I got like one of them. I think I don't remember if I ever got any of the Fantokas. I remember like it pissed me off when they had 3 Toa and then like 3 of the bad guys. Because it's usually 6. It's usually divided into 6. You know, you got like fire, water, earth, stone, air, ice. Like you got most of the main elements. But then like with Fantoka, it's just like 3 main heroes. Unless I'm dumb and, you know, didn't realize that it was actually more than that and didn't notice. It could be a number of things. Also, even if you're off screen, enemies will spawn anyway, so if you want to get pieces, make sure you run back over there every once in a while to kind of like go grab them. Because typically guys, I think, do spawn even when they're off screen. But yeah, Mahari Nui is so fucking cool looking though, because like, you know, I like water shit. I'm terrified of the water though, but it's just got such a cool vibe to it. I ended up getting, what the fuck was his name? Mantra? I can't remember, but the earth one, the black one. And then I wanted the brown one. Well, yellow. As they used to be, stone used to be brown, but then they changed it to yellow. Because like I think Huki was like one of the first few. I think the Bionicle were the first few that started doing that, changing brown to yellow. But I could be wrong. I'll probably end up getting most likely corrected in the comments anyway, because that's a thing that happens with me. I mean, to be fair, you know, correcting me is not a bad thing, because at least then I'm not gonna. I just want to go up here real quick, because at least, you know, it helps me not spread accidental misinformation. So, like, wasn't this Fakama like before he became Fakama? I never go look that up. I might be getting it wrong. I might be getting it wrong again. At some point, maybe one day, I'll play the original Bionicle. Well, I say original. I don't know if it was the original one or not, but it's the one that... I have it on PS2. And there was like a bunch of like Game Boy ones. I don't have them. I only have just like the one Bionicle game for Game Boy, and it's just, you know, this one. But I do have Bionicle, the game. And I remember I borrowed it from a kid who had my same name back in school. Which, by the way, for anybody that's wondering, I think I mentioned this earlier, but yeah, I'm Turd Monkey. So, nice to meet you. That's what his name was too, was Turd Monkey. Psh, no, I'm kidding. But no, he had the same like name as I did, and he also liked Bionicle, and I let him borrow like Bionicle Heroes or something, and then I played Bionicle, and beat it in like a couple days, and gave it back. He thought it was pretty bad for a game, but I thought it was okay. And then, oh, I think at the time, I think I agreed, but then as I got older, I think I started to see it for what it was. And I was like, oh, it's not that bad at all. It's a bit of a fun platformer. Sometimes, like, you know, I'm a little bit more lenient with certain things nowadays. It depends on the game, though. Like, if I'm trying to get into something fast, like, I just want to go play a game, and it spends all its time just sending me through tutorials and shit, and just non-stop talking. Unless it's a VN, then it's like, come on, man. Like, you know, who are you trying to show off to here? Like, just... You're a fucking GZ Doom shooter. Can I please just not have to deal with too much story and just shoot things? Not that, you know, that's a thing that shouldn't happen. Like, I'm fine with games like that, but I don't know. When I expect something, I tend to kind of get a little bit stubborn and want to have it be more so like what I think it is, you know? But that's just my own dumb, stubborn attitude that kicks in, not dev's fault. As I'm pretty well aware of, like, the challenges that I'm sure devs have to put themselves through every day just to fucking make a game. It seems like it'd be a pain in the ass. Oh, by the way, all these little things I'm grabbing are specific element stuff. So, like, earth gives me a shield. I think water or ice or whatever it was regenerates health. Stone makes it to where, like, a bunch of, you know, spikes come from the ground. Fire just is like a nuke. I don't remember what the hell air does, but we'll find one later. And then once we get back to the main world menu, where you can pick, like, what world you're going to, I'll explain how that stuff works, too. I mean, it'll be obvious after the first world, but it might not be as obvious at first for those that are new to the whole thing with this. Sorry. Also, in terms of money, of course, some of them do cost a bit different. I think, like, the silver studs are, like, worth 5. No, they're worth 10, okay. Blues might be, like, 20s. Maybe 15, I didn't see. I didn't catch it in time. And then golds, I think, are, like, 30 or 20 or whatever. And when it comes to points, there's nothing really with them, if I remember correctly. I don't think you buy anything. I think they just go as a score. Also, that Xander Ball thing will pretty much just never leave your side. It's just going to stick around you for pretty much ever. But yeah, I didn't explain it very well earlier, but the reason why I'm going to go through all the blue, or all the green directions, is because typically that's considered the main path that you take, and I'd rather just save, like, the extra paths for, like, when I come back and then do all that stuff again. However, if I do end up 100% in this game, I do want you guys to understand that it's going to be a very long and arduous thing to do. Oh yeah, I guess ice freezes, so it was water that healed. Okay. Well, I wasn't paying attention. So the thing is, like, looking at it now, I might not 100% just for the sake of just not doing it. Because I don't want to show off where, like, everything's at, because you'd have to go this entire world again multiple times. And if I did 100%, this would be like 10 plus videos, I'm sure. Because, like, this is only, like, the first real level, and you can see how long this fucking thing is. But getting into the worlds later, this is not what the other 2 levels in this world are going to be like. And you'll see what I mean when I talk about it, or once we actually play them. My thumb's already hurting. I barely even played today. And already I'm in pain. Oh yeah, also, real quick, shout out to my streams. I've recently been doing some Lethal Company streams on the channel, so if you want to go check those out, I recommend checking them out. Pretty fun. So that'd be A. That's what A looks like. I'm pretty sure it spells Toa. I mean, I'm pretty sure. It's got to be. It can't be anything else that I can think of. Okay, so yeah, we beat the level. Those medals down there, I think they just reference, like, hey, you did this and this and this. But, like, I don't care. I don't care enough. I'm here to play the game and just have fun. So, ring of eyes. Alright, so basically what happens is you'll have, like, a main, like, level that you go through that's pretty long and arduous. And then after that, you'll have, like, a small little, like, arena mode that you can play through. I think almost every world is like this, where you do, like, main map, and then after that you do, like an arena-based mode. Also, not only is R strafing, but it also is like a lock-on tool, too. Very useful. You'll be using that a lot. And make sure, whenever you get the chance, activate, like, turrets and stuff. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot I had Lego Star Wars for Game Boy as well. That was fun back then, but I don't know how fun it is anymore. I haven't played it since. Well, I did, like, I don't know, like a year or so ago, maybe, or even earlier this year. I don't remember, but it wasn't for very long. You know, because, you know, Chan, I guess you could say, allowed for that to happen. But it wasn't for very long. It was just like, I'm curious. I always wanted to play the DS versions of Lego Star Wars, though. But yeah, this is pretty much what you do the entire game, is you just kind of run around, shoot things, and sorry, blow stuff up. Also, in terms of length, like recording length, I don't know how long I'll go. I mean, at best, we can always just beat a world and just call it a day. It'd be a good 20 minutes, potentially. And if we did that, it'd be like, what, 6 worlds long, or 6 episodes long? So there could be room for 100%ing, but the problem with 100%ing is sometimes you have to go through a level 2 or even 3 times to get everything. Which is why I'm going to stick with, like, the main path. As main path as I possibly can. And try not to go too far out of the way because I don't want to accidentally, you know, fuck anything up. Because sometimes, like, you'll have, like, the blue path, and it'll take you to one direction, and sometimes it'll lead you to the main area, but sometimes they won't. And then you have, like, those secret paths that we saw earlier, where you can use, like, I think ice to get over that lava pit. So you'll need Mataro, pretty much, or, you know, whatever ice toy you have at the time to get across. Also, my pro tip for the ice versions of... I think they're ice. Oh, we got Vaki now. These guys are assholes. Those shields actually reflect. You can't really see it very well, but they do reflect, and they're annoying. So my pro tip with the Boroks, like the ice versions of them or whatever, is just to blast them with your B special. We didn't even get the fucking green thingy. Damn, rank S. Alright, I'm gonna try stop coughing. There's something in my throat. It's been there for like ever, like all day, even like all day yesterday. I've been trying to get rid of it, but just seasonal shit. So I do apologize for that, but it happens. Oh, we actually got the earth and water visitor. God, they're so cool. They're so fucking cool looking, though. I wish I could have had, like... I only had the brown and white. So I had ice and stone Vizirac, and that's it. I always wanted... Oh, and speaking of which, I had Avik as a Paraka, and I think that was the only Paraka I ever had, unfortunately. And then for a Nika, I had Jaller, Holly, Duparu, because he was awesome. Huki, because he was awesome. I never got Mataro, though. I got Mataro, I think, as his Mahari Nui version. And then I had, you know, Jaller as his Mahari Nui version. I always wanted Huki. I don't think I ever got Huki's. I think, no, maybe I did. He had that fucking cool chain shit. Man, Bionicle was so cool. But then it disappeared and became Hero Factory, and they tried bringing it back, and it's like, it's not the same. And then now it's like gone again, you know? It's nowhere to be found anymore. It sucks. By the way, this is Thok. Also, you can do something like this. When they're dead, you just keep shooting them and the game won't end. They won't completely disappear. Yeah, this is the Toa. Is it Monto? What was that noise? I heard a noise. Hold on. It sounded like there's a bug around here. Alright, so I don't know. I don't remember what the rank fully goes into. One sec, guys. Oh, shut up. I'm trying to look up. Yeah, see, what's weird is, like, you get your character, right? And you get to go back and play as them. But, it shows it as the Nika and not actually your character at the time that you played. Alright, I'm curious. Nui, Rama, and Rakshi. Okay, all I missed was I'm trying to look up, like, the characters that you actually... I don't remember all their names. I think Kopaka's the Ice original one, right? Nah, fuck it, whatever. Let's see here. It's like 20 minutes in. We got the Desert of Sorrow, so we're going to Redox next. We beat up Thok. And I think after that would be... probably Vizon. And then I think... that should be... was it Zaktan, I think his name was? The main guy, the snake. Avik after, and then maybe Hakan last. Yeah, I apologize for not remembering the names. It's been forever, man. I was kind of a bit of a Bionicle guy back then, but not like super, but like just enough to be like, yeah, I like collecting the toys. They're pretty fun. I know a bit of the lore. I played the Flash games, you know, here and there. But yeah, if I'm wrong, you know, of course, let me know. Just, don't be a dick about it, of course, but you know. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. We'll play some more Bionicle Heroes for the Game Boy. And as always, take care, everybody.